There was some heated debate between 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 and some developer behind the VLC on X. So 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, he was running VLC and was not that happy with the performance. So he switched to Microsoft Media Player. So we will read here. Finally switched away from VLC to Microsoft Media Player because VLC now takes 33 seconds to start playing an MP3 after clicking on it. A large sector of open source software is a truly embarrassing place now. ... So we'll see after this exchange who you think is right or wrong. Is it the VLC or 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏? I don't know who is operating the VLC X account, but he or she writes, this is because of a bug from Microsoft Defender in one update of Windows 11, who magically made VLC plugins cache quarantined by Windows. Reinstalling VLC or regeneration of the plugin cache will fix this. Calling open source software embarrassing when it's a Windows update that broke it is quite disrespectful. Okay, so it's some Windows update that broke it, and apparently the user needs to do something manually, like reinstalling VLC or find some regeneration of a plugin cache, and the user also needs to like figure out that something is wrong. Here, 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, if there had been some message saying that, I guess he would have clicked on that button or something. But it was obviously not something that stood out to him. So he didn't know what was wrong and then switched Media Player instead, since VLC was just so slow. And then 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 says, okay, but why is there a plugin cache? I just want to play music and videos. And why is reading the plugin cache prioritized over my MP3 or WAV file? And 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 here also writes, so one of the earliest lessons learned by professional software developers is users do not know or care why your program is failing. They just see your program failing and want it to work. And it's your job to fix that by whatever means necessary. And then he also adds, failure to see and absorb this lesson is one of the primary things that still holds back open source software on the desktop. Yeah, so I can kind of understand his point. So just from a user perspective, what user knows about some plugin cache and some regeneration of that and reinstalling, or that there's a bug in Microsoft Defender, no user would be able to figure that out. Can I understand 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 that it's kind of up to the developer to fix that. The user doesn't care about what is the underlying issue. And somebody wrote here, the fix was explained to you, and we are not talking about any hypothetical normie end users here. You are the one making the complaint, and you would need to pay them for the software in order for it to be their job to do anything. And then 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 replies, you completely do not understand my tweet and thus would fail at professional software development. By the way, I already pay Microsoft for a media player and it works to an okay degree. I would happily pay someone for something better. VLC was that something better many years ago, but it has long ceased to be. I only installed it recently because I remembered it being good in the old days, but it's no longer the same program. And this with the plugin cache, so he asked about that, and somebody else wrote, I sincerely hope that Steam will one day make an update that renders your game unplayable, and the players blame you for that. Why are there assets? I just want to play the game. And 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏 replies to that, at one time in 2009-2010, AMD shipped a graphics driver update that caused original Braid to crash for all AMD users who updated to that driver, and yes, it was my job to fix that because that is just the reality of software. It was not my bug, it was a bug in the AMD driver, but I had to fix the problem. Casey can attest to this. I was over visiting at his place when it happened and I was super stressed. Well, VLC is free while your games are not. Yeah, so there seems to be people on both sides, and like here somebody writes, and what is he supposed to just know this? Why are you even waiting for a plugin cache to start playback? Why are these plugins so heavy that they need a cache? Playing the core suite of audio formats is really easy and should just be part of your main executable, not a plugin. Somebody else writes, you are suffering because of the wrong architecture. Why do you need to freeze the entire app to load a broken plugin cache? Sole reason for which is to speed up startup times. If all the user wants is to play an MP3. Yeah, kind of good point. It's kind of like defeats the purpose of a cache if it just makes it slower, since a cache should make something faster, not slower. Kind of funny as well. So this from VLC, it got 27,000 likes, and 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏, his original X post here, it got 1.7 thousand likes. So yeah, quite a lot more on this VLC post, so I guess they agree with this. But yeah, that it's the fault of Microsoft Defender. But I kind of can agree with 𝗖𝗓𝗏. Like, yeah, sure, it's free and open source software that you don't pay for, and nobody is like responsible for it. But still, the user experience is not great. So regardless of if the user has paid or not, I think isn't it good that people come with the feedback and maybe you can fix it? Sure, you're not forced to fix it since you're not paid to fix it, but at least maybe you can acknowledge that there is a problem and some usability issue, and yeah, it could be better. But some fun drama here on X, and yeah, the best place to create heated debates. A lot of opinionated people here. I hope 𝗖𝗓𝗏 enjoys Microsoft Media Player. I wouldn't want to use that. I would prefer to use VLC. If I needed to play some media on Windows, I'm using Linux, but yeah, if I were to use Windows for playing media, then I would use VLC or maybe something else open source that is available. But yeah, I would prefer to stay away from Microsoft's closed source software. But I hope he enjoys his time with Microsoft Media Player and that he likes it more than a VLC. I think that was everything for today with this X update. We will see each other another time. Bye bye.